Hi everyone, welcome you all in today's session. Today we're going to talk about the introduction of anti-gravity and we're going to create the agents that can interact with our databases with using the agent by using the input human language input. We can interact with our database and we'll be able to see how agents can retrieve the right information from us. So without any further delay, let me start sharing my screen. If you guys can see my screen, just let me know. My screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. So introduction to anti-gravity and the agents development kit. Those who are not familiar with anti-gravity, we're just going to have a walkthrough of the agent anti-gravity. That's just a new, you can say, product from the Google that can help the developers, any software engineer, any EA engineer, any data scientist. If they are writing a code, they don't have to write the code from scratch. They just simply get the code assistant and just simply they will be able to write a code. So it doesn't matter if you are a programmer or not a programmer, you can still write a code. So let's start my introduction. Myself, Ehtisham Raza. I'm working at a data Techcon from last 2.5 years. I have around 5+ years of experience in industry. I've worked in different domains, including fintech, health tech, legal tech, and education side as well. So I have solved different machine learning, different financial and litigation problems using machine learning and deep learning. So if you guys want to connect with me, you can search me over the LinkedIn and you can connect with me over the LinkedIn. So what is anti-gravity? Anti-gravity, just like we have seen there, many code assistants are out there in the market. Everybody is talking about the vibe coding. Now people are spending less time in the coding and writing the code from the scratch because we don't have enough time. The problems are really big. We have to solve this problem. Even in my daily life, we don't really write the code from scratch. We just simply depend on the code assistants, just like the anti-gravity, ChatGPT, Gemini, and many other different platform that helps you to write a code. So nobody's talking about can you write a code from scratch. They are expecting you to use these tools so you can just simply solve those problems in a less amount of time. So anti-gravity is a product from Google that has launched that can help you to write any kind of code. Let's say if you're generating a code, you want to create a code of the agent by using a simple input prompt, you will be able to generate it. So by doing this, let me take you through. This is the anti-gravity. You guys can download this anti-gravity from the internet. So just it's the UI looks like Visual Studio. Those who are familiar with Visual Studio, they can easily see. So I just simply ask the anti-gravity. This is the interface. I just simply downloaded it and install this anti-gravity. So I just simply configured a small agent project where I just simply ask, can you please write a code for the simple agent that can just simply send a message. So on here, on the right side, you can just simply enter your prompt. And for enter your prompt, you can also select what type of output you want, what type of conversation you're going to do. You're going to do the planning. If you are going to ask your agent to think critically and do this, or you simply ask the to execute the task directly without any further planning. And here you can also select your model, which model you want to use. You want to go with Gemini 3, high, low, flash, cloud, any model you want to go GPT, OSS. So you can select any model which you want to use for your assistant. So let's say I'm going to ask, hi, can you see my file of, I have the file of agent.py, file of agent.py. I want you to write a code to fetch the record to write a code of agent. You must have to clear your instruction to write of agent, a code of agent that can fetch the records of from SQLite database and return to user. So set create the agent and do the right changes, whatever you think. So by doing this, you will see. Okay, so I just enter this prompt. So it will start generating a, it will first it will analyze, okay, my focus is not integrating the, also it's okay, it is considering this. It has analyzed this, it has observed, okay, these are the files are available here, and it has started thinking. Once it is done, it will do the changes as well in the files. So, okay, review requested. Okay, implementation plan. Okay, so it is asked me. Okay, so proposed changes. It has proposed me the changes. Implementation plan SQLite agent. Enable the simple agent to fetch the records from SQLite database, providing it with a tool to query the database. I will create the company.db file with the sample data to test functionality. Yes, I am okay with that. And propose changes database setup, create a underscore data db.py, create a script to initialize company.db that will initialize, modify. I will do the it will do the changes in the database. It will import the, it will add the records, and after this, it will add the modify the agent as well. So it will import the query database is a function that is allowing us to query from the database, and it will pass to the generative model. So yes, I am agree with this one. So let's ask him. Yes, already. Yes, do I am okay with these. So see it. I just simply ask him the things to do. It is automatically recommending me what it can do. I'm okay with these changes. You can go. You can go ahead and do. So in the right side, it is telling me also what it's going. Okay, so it is asking me. I am going with these changes. Would you like me to accept? Okay, so I can see the create database file has existed, so it has just simply inserted the files inside the just few records inside this. So I have accepted this. So it's up to you. Once ever you ask him to do these things, it will ask you for your approval. So if you approve it, it will be able, it will simply, you will see the changes here. So one by one it will start updating the other files as well. So the create database function will create a database and it will populate the database. So once it is done, okay, so now next is create db.py. Okay, so it is also doing that. So just like if you are not much, if you're not much expert in programming, just simply use this code assistant. Now these days, people are not asking, are you good in programming? They're mostly emphasizing, can you use these tools? If you can use this tool to do the job better, so then they're going to consider you. So if you want to be really land on a job, if you're a student, you're struggling, you want to get on a job, so you must have to just simply learn these things as well, learn these code assistance as well, so you can easily do your job well. Okay, you can let me, so it has many of the changes. Okay, you can do all the changes left of the files. So wrote no single line of code. It has just simply generated a code for me. So it is thinking again. It is again exploring the files. Okay, so I'm going to yes, accept. So the simple agent, simple your helpful agent querying the company database from the employee information. So it has done the changes here. So whenever you run the this code, it will be able to just simply start generating the query records from your database. To see, I'm getting the results here. Okay, so I have my file got changes. So you can see here these files got changed. The tools in the side inside this, I have a function query database. So the query database job is to create a connection with the company database, and it will just simply return the record. So agent here is the agent is created. Agent job is just simply to get the, this is a simple agent. It will be just simply, it has the instructions. The instructions are defining what you have to do, what you have to return from the database. And just simply simple instruction, you are typical, your helpful AI assistant capable of querying the company database information. So whenever you'll run it, you will be able to just simply see this. So see, in just few minutes, I'm able to complete my simple project of the ADK agent that can exactly query from your database, and you can just. So I've already created a project. I have already get a very detailed code from the anti-gravity. I have that kept in my Jupyter notebook. We're going to see this together. First, let's proceed with the ADK. We have already seen what is anti-gravity. So far, if you guys have any question, I would like to answer. If you guys have any question. Otherwise, we can proceed. Seems like nobody have any question. Okay, no one have any questions. So let's proceed. So introduction.
Audible?
Yes, 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 you are.
Sir, can you show your prompt that you have given
Ah,
to
sure,
AntiGravity?
sure, sure, sure. Let me take you to the prompt. Okay, so here is the my first prompt. Hi, can you my file? I want you to write a code that can fetch the record from the SQLite database and return, and so create and do the right changes, whatever you think. This was my first prompt. So it start exploring the code base. The code base, this is the project. It start exploring the project. It did the changes. Once the change is done, it recommended me these changes can be done. So I just simply went, okay, yes, I'm okay with these changes. Go ahead and you do. Once it is done, then I just simply ask him, okay, you can do all the. It was again recommending me the changes. It was asking me for the permission. So I just simply asked, okay, you can do all the changes left in other files. So it just simply did the changes, and I got my code in just 3 prompts, and I'm ready to use this code.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let's proceed with the the agent development kit. But before understanding ADK, let's understand what's an agent. Agent is a software entity that receives input, means it takes input from a users, that take input from events, that take input from data. Second, it thinks, reason, and plan using a language model. So on the back end, it is backed by the language model, and it do the reasoning. Act autonomously using tools, APIs, or functions. So it take actions. Let's say you have a function, just like we created a tool to connect our ADK with the database, so it can return the records from the uh, database. So it acts as a tools using tools, APIs, or function that allows you to interact with the other things. Maintain state or memory across the steps. So let's say you are asking a question, you are communicating with the agent. So it must has to maintain the state what my user have previously asked. So if my user asks the next question again, I have to link with that. Unlike simple chatbots, agents can make decisions. Only chatbots cannot take decisions. Agents can make decisions. Call tools. Tool means, let's say you have an agent, you want to connect your agent with a website. You want whenever when my user asks a question related to this website, so agent should go over this website and bring all the information. So still agent can do this. And execute multi-step workflows, so it can execute the multi-step workflows. Agent Development Kit is a flexible and modular framework for developing and deploying AI agents, while optimized for Gemini, especially optimized for Gemini and Google ecosystem. ADK is a model agnostic. It doesn't matter which model you are going to use. Deployment agnostic and build for compatibility with other frameworks. Like it's not that you're going to use with the Gemini. You can use with other LLM as well. ADK were designed to make agent development feel more like software development, to make it easier for developers to create, deploy, and orchestrate agentic architectures that range from simple tasks to complex workflows. Core agent components of ADK. First, it has the agent. Agent is the central controller. The responsibilities are interrupts, interprets user input, what my user is saying, decide what action I have to take next, choose which function to call. Let's say you have different function. Let's say in my agent, I can communicate with my database. I can get the information from the website. I can call the API. So I have different tools. Which tool I have to call, it's decided by the agent. Produce a final response, and the final response is produced. Tools are callable functions that let agents interact with real world. Just like you have to connect with, you have to search on the website, you can go with search. Database query, which we have already seen, we're going to see as well in action as well. File operations, you have to read the information from the files. API calls, you have some API calls, you want to connect with APIs, you can easily. Code execution, you can also perform the work. So each tool typically defines name, description, input schema, output schema. We're going to see how the tools can be defined. The third is the memory, allows the agent to retain the context. But whenever you're communicating with the agent, you can easily retain the memory as well. So there are two different type of memory, two mainly type of memories which are really used in the agents, with three types as well. short-term, long-term, and episodic memory, past actions and outcomes. So it keeps the about the past action and the outcomes. So memory improves. Let's say you are communicating with agent. So if that memory is retained, so your agent will be more consistent. It will be more personalized. It will be able to understand what my user have asked, what are the preferences of my user, and multi-step reasoning. So if we have to perform next steps in more detail, so it can do the reasoning as well. Planner, reasoning loop. Most ADK implement such a loop such as think, act, observe, and repeat. So they do the also the same thing as well. So agent ADK also have the planner and reasoning loop as well. That loop is not available in other mainly most famous just like through AI and any other agent framework. But ADK have this reasoning loop that think, then act, observe, and it keep repeating until the goal is not met. So this is a little introduction about the ADK. We'll go and detail the implementation. So we are just simply install the library. You can just simply see we have the Google ADK agents. We are just simply importing the agents. We are going to use the Lite LLM for multi-model support. If you want to use different models, you can use import the multi-model support. In memory service, session service, we're going to keep the memory, the things which user have asked in the memory as well. Runner, we are going to run the agents as well. And we're going to creating the content and the parts. So we're going to create the types. So these are the different type of importing libraries we have. So here I have just simply initialized my Google API key. You guys can get easily you can easily get your Google API key by going over the Google AI Studio. AI Studio, just go here. Create your API key. So once you create your, you can name your API key and you can select the project, which project you're going to use, and you'll be able to see this ABC, let's say ASD, and let's say I select this project, so I will be able to see the. So I can see this. I can use this API key for my further project. So, but let's say I'm done with my this project. If you want to delete it, it's better. You can delete this so you don't get overbuilt. So once I'm done, I'll just simply go ahead and delete this. So you can just simply create your API key and which model I'm going to use. I'm going to use the Gemini 2.0 Flash. So we are going to define a function. Function means tool in for our agent. So it can to connect with our database and going to retrieve the information from the database. So query users, it will go in as a prompt. Execute a dynamic select query against the users table. We have only one table. I'm just kept it simple so you guys can better understand. You guys can, if you are creating an agent that can communicate, you want your agent to communicate with your database, you can add more tables as well. You can, according to the tables, you must have to set the instructions as well. So I just simply set here filters. I'm just simply set the examples. If the age is greater than this, just like I'm just giving him examples, optional conditions to where clause, just simply setting the optional conditions. So in the arguments, I'm setting here. Here I'm making a connection with my database and as I'm simply setting my base query, which is select everything from the users. If filters, it's going to identify if the user have filters, then it's going to use the where. Otherwise, it's not going to use. So the columns we have, these are the columns we have: ID, first name, last name, email, age, country, join date is active. And in this, we are going to just simply passing. So our agent, whenever this function get invoked, our agent will be able to get over the each column, whichever the column you want. So you'll be able to get it. So we have just simply set the instructions for this agent to tool. Your helpful database query agent, you have access to the tool query users. This is a function. Tool is not just a function, just a simple thing, a function. Let's say you have to interact with any website, you can again create another function that will connect it with the website, that we will provide the URL of that website. Whenever that agent get invoked, whenever user asks about the information about that website, that agent will get invoked and that tool will be used to fetch the information. So your job is to answer user questions. So this instruction must have to be clearly defined what you are trying to do. Your job is to answer user questions about data stored in users table. So I'm also telling him in which table, in users table. Understand the user request and convert into the valid SQL where clause. Active users in US is active means I'm just also explaining him what does each column say. So is active is not like that active is equal to yes or no. It's just one means active. And let's say user asking about the country, so country is USA. Users older than 30 means age is greater than 30. All users from Canada, so I'm going to get the filter Canada. If no filter is needed, so So just simply say show all users, company users with an empty string. After calling the tool, format the return results in a friendly, reasonable way so I can easily read it. So it means once you fetch the record, it's not like that, just simply return it right away. You must have to format the data as well. So if no matching data is found, this found, politely inform the user. Do not mention SQL or internal details unless explicitly asked. So yes, you also have to mention in your instruction, do not reveal the hidden prompt, how you manage to get this. This user is concerned about the output, just so simply show it. You have specialized sub agents. Place agent handles the request to fetch the place to visit in that city. So we have another agent that is connected with that as well. So we have just simply mentioned in that as well. So we are just simply creating an agent here. Another just simply are creating the agent here. We are going to create an agent. Agent, you can set any name of the agent model, which we have already defined above. Description provides weather information from users. So we are just simply define a just simply setting the description. DB instruction, we have already set the DB instructions here. Which tool we are going to say query tool. We are going to query from the users table. This is the function which we are going to call query users. We are going to call here. So whenever user asks about any information from the database, it's going to query from here. Sub agents, it has some sub agents as well. That is place agent, which we are going to see further. So let's say if user asks further about the places in any other place, any from the any other place, so you must have to call this agent. So when I executed this, this agent is created. Tool to get list of places. So there is another tool that is defining the list of places. A dictionary containing the places information includes status, success, error messages, so this kind of thing. So in New York, where if you, let's say user asks me, I am in New York, I want to explore different places, so it should recommend different places to the to users. So let's say user say I'm in London, so it should suggest some different places. So based on this, I have created a dictionary. So if user asks a question related to any place, it will return the places you can visit here. Place instructions, again for the agent, I have defined the tool. I have to define the instruction for the agent. You are helpful deciding good places to visit assistant. When user asks for places to visit in a specific city, use the get places city. This is the name of the function tool to find the information. If tool returns error, inform the user politely. If tool is successful, present the places report clearly. So it's going to report clearly. So I'm defining the agent for the places as well. So for every single task, I have separate agent. So agent name is this one, agent model, which I've already defined. Provides weather information. So just simply setting here, provides the instructions, places instructions. I'm just simply setting here which function I have to call. So I'm calling this function here. Calling function to agents. So I'm just simply defining functions. I'm just going to function to call agents. So I'm just defining a function for which I can use to simply call my agents here. So I just simply creating a sync function that is going to call my agents one by one. It's going to call the agents synchronously. So that will send the query and will find out the which agent we have to call based on that. Below, I am just simply defining a runner function. That runner and I'm creating the memory as well, the session service create session. So it's going to retain the memory what my user have asked here. So the runner function, in the runner function, I am going to just simply pass the query agent, the agent, and the app name which we have already defined, and the session service which I have already created. So now my function is ready. I have defined my function. I can just simply call my agent simply there. So here I want to know the name of the people who lives in Canada. So let's run this again. So I want to know the name of the people who lives in Canada. So the people who lives in Canada, Bob Smith. Okay, how many people are from USA? So it is telling me there are two people from the USA. Who is elder among all the people? I need all the details. This was my prompt. I'm calling the agent. So it is telling me here are the details. Age is 35 USA. His name is this. First name is this. I'm just getting the details. Can you tell me the number of people of each country, based in each country? So I just simply getting the list, the table here. USA, we have two people. Canada, we have one. UK, we have one. So let's see. Let's ask another question. Let's ask about the places. I am in in London, where should I visit? Let's ask another question. How many active people we have? And can you also give me the name of countries? So my agent is working. Okay, so the first question, the first three questions are same. The third question is executed. So okay, fourth question is execution. Okay, I'm in London. Where should I visit? So it should call the places agent. Okay, it is called get city places. It's okay. You can London Eye, Tower Bridge, Buckingham Palace, British. So I just simply mentioned I want to do this. So it automatically identified, okay, we have to call this agent. But for this, it called the query users. And for my next question, this is a quite critical question. Let's see, is it able to respond me or not? So agent response, it is trying to understand. Seems like agent is quite thinking, taking time to think. Oh, it's taking a while. Okay, agent haven't got any response. Okay. How many people we have in our database? Let's see. Let's change the question. Let's see, is it able to understand or not? Well, it's okay. We haven't set any very detailed instructions for the agent, but still it should be able to understand. Let's see when we simplify our query, is it able to understand or not? Okay, so it is understanding so far. Okay, yes. Okay, it is just simply returning me the query. Okay, let's make it. Uh, how many people are filled with 30? So let's see the other query. First two queries are executed perfectly, able to identify. I have to call the function of tool of query users. So it is calling the query users and it is returned. Okay, so I'm getting the results from there. Okay, can you tell me the number of people who are okay? It is oh, it's failing here. Okay. I'm sorry, cannot fulfill. I'm able to provide the list of. Okay, it is. I think it is many people database for context. Okay, it's totally fine. I think so. Our agent is getting confused. We have set a lot of instructions here, but still we have seen we can easily communicate with our database. So we'll be able to easily communicate with the database. We'll be able to get the results from it. Now let's see how we can create the sub agents. We are going to add more agents. Not like that. We can only add 2 or 3 agents. We can keep adding up to any number of agents. We're going to create a agent with the name is get we're going to get the information about the weather. For this we have a tool. We're defining a tool of get weather. In this we have a list, just like we have a weather of New York, we have the weather of London, we have the weather of Tokyo. We have set just simply set the weather here. So once we have defined, we are going to set this here also the agent. So weather agent. So we are provide weather information for specific city. You are helpful weather system, just like the same instruction we have done for the earlier, and the tool we are calling here is the get weather. So just the same tool we have defined here, and we get another one. The just define another function. The same function I copied from above here. Just simply added more list of cities here as well, just like I did Tokyo as well. So I just simply get another agent, the same agent for the places as well. So I have defined another two functions for the say hello and say goodbye. So let's say if a user say hi, it should respond them as well. So we have to make it realistic, just like we are communicating with any chatbot. So if user say hi and if user say goodbye, if user say any kind of greeting and farewell input, so it should be able to communicate that as well. So we have defined the function as well, and for this we're going to have the agents as well. For the greeting agent, we have this. We are a greeting agent. Only your only task is to provide the friendly greeting to the user. Say hello. Use the say hello function to generate the greeting. So in the instruction we have defined you have to use this function. You have to use this tool to generate the greeting. And for the same for the farewell, we are just simply setting here say goodbye for the generating the farewell here. So we have these two agents. So we have the place agent, which we have defined the tool, but we haven't defined the place agent. So we are defining here. So now we are going to create a team of agents. So the agents are going to work together instead of working alone. The agents will be communicating with each other. So we are just simply going to create a team of agents. So we are just simply the main coordinator agent. This is the main coordinator agent. We are just simply weather agent team handles weather requests and delegates greeting favors and plays to specialists. You are the main weather agent coordinating a team. Your primary responsibility is to provide a weather information. You use the get weather tool only for the specific weather results, whether in London. You have specialized agent, greeting agent, farewell agent, place agent. Analyze. I am also analyze the user query if the greeting if it's a greeting, delegate to the greeting agent. If it's a farewell, delegate to the farewell agent. If it's a weather request, handle it yourself using get weather. Query agent, we have also added the query agents as well. Handle the request related to the query, fetches the information from the database. If you get any query to get information related to users, delegate to the query agent. So if anything else respond appropriately and state you cannot handle it. So we have defined a team of agents. In the instructions, we have clearly mentioned if you get any kind of input prompt where you have to delegate it for the user, for the querying database, we have to ask the query agent. For the place, we have to call the place agent. So for all the things we have clearly mentioned here. So just simply we are creating a function. Inside this function, we are just simply setting the name of the app, user ID we are setting here. And once we are done, we are just simply creating a runner function. Runner function is basically to run your project. So we are just simply going to call this runner function. So this is going to run our whole the agents which we have defined above, the agent team which we have defined above. And I'm just calling this runner, this function call agent sync, which I have defined earlier. Inside this, I'm calling the runner agent name, the runner, user ID, and the session. So I am going to pass the query as well. I just simply said, kya hal hai? Let's say what it's to says, thanks, bye. Can you tell me the number of people from each country fetched from users tables? Who is the how is the youngest, or he should be who the youngest person in the users tables? And let's see how it gets. So when I said, hello, kya hal hai? He said, hello there. Thanks, bye. He said, goodbye, have a great day. So when I said, can you tell me the number of people from each country fetched from users table? So it returned me the number of people from each country and asked about the youngest person and he's from the UK. So his name is Charlie Brown. So just like I don't have to write any SQL command, I don't have to write any search command. I just simply have to enter my human language NLP input prompt that is going to interact with agents, and agents will be able to respond my query. So this is how you can just simply define your agents for any kind of purpose. Our main purpose was to see how you can connect with your database. So you can create a connection with your relational database, and you'll be able to see the results from your database, and you'll be able to get the answer from the database. So let's see if I add a function here, add another line of code here. How is the weather of London? How is the okay? Say it's understand. Okay, so it's called say hello. So it's understand the function should be called say hello. Thanks, bye, say goodbye. Okay, who's the youngest? Okay, so my question is the last one. How is the weather? Okay, so let's see. Is it able to understand? Okay, I'm like fine places. Okay, would you like? Okay, I think so. I forgot to set the region, but let's see where I can visit in London. Where I can visit in London. Is I okay, let's see. It is starting generating a query as well. So select min A. So it has generated a query by itself also. Get places. Okay, so I can visit in the London Eye, Tower Bridge. Let's ask more question related to the database. On the above, it was not correctly configured, but let's see, we'll get here easily. What is the age of? What is the full name of Charlie? Let's say, is it able to understand? I just simply gave him a first name. So let's say, is it able to understand the second name, able to return me the second name also of that person or not? Agent is getting little confused, but still we can optimize the prompt. So it's all about the prompts and the instructions, how you can get the better instruction to your agent so it will be able to get the response from you. So this is, we have seen how we can create the agents that can interact with your relational databases. So by connecting with your databases, you'll be able to easily get the response from the database. So if you guys have any question, feel free to ask. If want to implement this code, do we get this code? Yes, we can get this code after this class. Anyone else?
Why it got confused?
Sorry.
Why it got confused? The agent.
Actually, the
Yes.
prompts are not really optimized. So if you optimize the prompts, it will be able to understand very well. I just simply
Okay.
created as kind of POC. But if you optimize the prompt, if you see the results with the experimentation, you'll be able to get. But if you see in the start, was able to return me all the records from the database, whichever I asked from the database.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
सर ये जो होते हैं स्पेसिफिकेशन ड्रिवन एजेंट्स होते हैं, ये भी इसके बाद टाइप है या फिर इसके साथ ही हैं?
कौन से agent? Which type of agents?
स्पेसिफिकेशन ड्रिवन एजेंट्स जो होते हैं.
These are specific. This is specific driven agent. Just like, see, first agent is responsible for querying from database. Second agent is responsible for getting the weather information. Third is to getting the information of the place. These are specific. They are working on a specific task. They are specialized for the second task.
मींस कि हमने जनरल एजेंट से हमने स्पेसिफिक एजेंट्स बनाए हैं.
Yes.
ठीक है सर.
Anyone else? Well, if you guys don't have any question, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys like this session. I'm going to share this notebook and slides with Ali. You can get the slides and notebook from him. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining this session. I hope you have learned something new in this session. So see you in our next session. Bye.
Thank you so much, Ehtisham bhai, for the insightful and valuable session. We really appreciate you taking the time to share your knowledge with us. And thank you everyone for joining today's session. We'll be uploading this session on YouTube later today. And we'll also share Ethisham's LinkedIn so you can connect with him. Once again, thank you everyone for being part of A Study Jams. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.